Dragon Ball DAIMA Episode 8, Tamagami. It is delivered on what many fans have been eagerly anticipating, the first truly epic showdown of the series. We've had 7 episodes of world building and character setup, and perhaps finally the show has hit its stride. Was this fight everything we hoped it would be? Does this episode set a new benchmark for DAIMA? Let's jump into it and find out. Episode 8 wastes no time in delivering the promise on Episode 7's cliffhanger. The episode begins with Goku facing off against Tamagami number 3, the first of the 3 legendary guardians protecting the Demon Realm's Dragon Balls. From the moment the battle begins, it is clear that this isn't just another routine fight for Goku, it's definitely a test, and one that is welcome. The fight opens with Goku in his base form, immediately showcasing his resourcefulness by utilizing the power pole to counter Tamagami's massive hammer. Tamagami's ability to telekinetically control the hammer mirrors the abilities of Thor, adding a layer of unpredictability to the battle. What really sets this battle apart though is the dynamic choreography. Goku's small size forces him to fight creatively, dodging under Tamagami's legs, scaling his enormous body, delivering strikes from unexpected angles. And of course, again, like everything else in this show, the animation excels in highlighting this David and Goliath dynamic, with Goku's agility contrasted against Tamagami's overwhelming strength. But so, as it continues, Tamagami ramps up his attacks, and Goku reaches his limit, triggering his first transformation into Super Saiyan. Of course, the sequence is stunning. The crackling energy, the radiant glow. Again, it reminds us why Goku's transformations are such iconic moments. In this form, Goku shatters Tamagami's hammer, with their weapons now set aside. The fight becomes a battle of hand-to-hand combat, with both fighters demonstrating their respect for their craft. Tamagami's honor and stoicism make him a compelling opponent, one who is more of a trial than an enemy. The beam struggles, the cinematic camera angles, they evoke such iconic battles from the past, and really help blend that nostalgia with these new, fresh visuals. As the fight escalates, Goku transforms now into Super Saiyan 2 for the first time in DAIMA. The heightened power combined with his combat ingenuity proves in this point to be too much for Tamagami, who admits defeat after Goku delivers a decisive strike to his midsection. However, victory doesn't come without one final test. Tamagami challenges Goku to a game of wits, a classic cup and ball routine that demands focus and perception. Despite his reputation for being less than book smart, Goku's keen martial arts eye allows him to spot the trick, earning him the first Demon Dragon Ball. As Goku and his companions celebrate their victory, the story shifts to Dr. Arinsu and her ominous plot. It's revealed that she is working alongside the Grand Witch Marba to create a new Majin Buu, using science and magic to refine the chaos of the original. The twist reframes Majin Buu's original story, adding new layers to his destructive history and the dangers posed by a successor under Arinsu's control. The episode then concludes with the group departing the first Dragon Realm, their path now leading to the second Dragon Ball. But with Dr. Arinsu's plans in motion and the stakes rising, it is clear that the challenges ahead will be even greater. So we kind of get a bit more about the origins and nature of Majin Buu and the conflicting lore that happens in this episode. Of course, this episode introduced a new twist to the saga by revealing Dr. Arinsu's efforts to create a new Majin, seemingly solving the issues that plagued Bibidi and Babidi in their lack of control of the original. But has she truly perfected what they could not? Majin Buu, as we've known, was a force of raw destruction and unpredictability. Bibidi's creation, or summoning depending on which version of the lore you prefer, led to catastrophic consequences for the universe. His son Babidi attempted to weaponize Buu during the events of Dragon Ball Z, but ultimately failed to maintain control, of course, dying at his hands. The idea of creating a perfected version of such a chaotic force is as ambitious as it is dangerous, and Episode 8 gives us a glimpse of what this might look like. Dr. Arinsu's approach stands apart in several ways. She isn't merely trying to summon or awaken a destructive force. She's fusing science and magic to craft a being tailored to her needs. By including her own genetic material, she's trying to ensure that this new Majin will be bound to her will. This level of control over a Majin could really be a game changer, but it also raises ethical and existential questions about the being's autonomy and the limits of such manipulation. The revelation of Grand Witch Marba, not Bibidi, is the creator of Majin Buu, kind of complicates the lore. It's a bold retcon, but obviously not the first time this has ever happened in Dragon Ball, and it positions Marba as such a pivotal figure in Dragon Ball's magical history. Her admission that Buu was originally uncontrollable hints at the raw and refined nature of her creation. Arinsu's alliance with Marba, blending her scientific genius with the witch's magical expertise, could result in a being even more formidable than the original Majin Buu. If this new Majin inherits the same raw power, but is equipped with a more disciplined and loyal disposition, it could shift the balance of power in the demon realm, and far beyond that. The real question is whether Dr. Arinsu's ambition will backfire. Can such a force ever truly be controlled, or is history just doomed to repeat itself? Unlike Bibidi and Babidi, whose manipulation relied on fear and brute force, Arinsu's method reflects a more calculated and personalized approach. She's effectively creating a successor designed to serve her purpose, overthrowing Goma and seizing the throne of the Dragon Realm. So obviously this is all teasing that we will see a new Majin in this series, and with Goku and his team now holding on to one of the Demon Realm's Dragon Balls, the stakes are just ever getting higher. The introduction of this new Majin raises, of course, questions. Will Arinsu's creation become the ultimate foe for our heroes, or will its very existence lead to unforeseen alliances and conflicts within the Dragon Realm? If nothing else, this twist cements that Dr. Arinsu is a key player in Daima's narrative and ensures that the Majin legacy remains central to Dragon Ball's evolving lore. I mean, if you really want to look at things, and it's always one of the issues with a show like Daima, and it's that we know what comes next, so we know this doesn't succeed. Are we just going to get another superhero type situation with Cell, where they try and bring back what is kind of an old villain, and it's obviously not going to succeed? You could definitely say it's kind of obvious, but hopefully we can enjoy the ride along the way. And so, where does this leave us? Episode 8 of Dragon Ball DAIMA Tamagami gives us Goku's battle with Tamagami number 3, which highlights the best of Daima's action potential, with those creative uses of the Power Pole, Super Saiyan 2, and just such satisfying animation. Meanwhile, the introduction of Dr. Arinsu's new Majin and her ambitious plans to reshape the Demon Realm just does add something new to it. So, with one Demon Dragon Ball secured and even greater threats looming, the series has perhaps finally reached its turning point. Are we finally moving into second gear? And how will the arrival of this new Majin alter everything that comes later? I'd love to know what you think about this episode and the series as a whole at this point in the comment section down below. And with that, thank you for spending just some of your time with me today, and I will see you next time on History of Dragon Ball.